So about a week ago, I recorded a video talking about the fumbling of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes celebration and my thoughts on the initial character reveal, some of the details, and the producer letter in general. That video did pretty well for this channel, and shout out y'all if you haven't, subscribe to join the club, like if you like the video, etc, etc. And it kind of highlighted how Toei and Shueisha tend to treat Dragon Ball IPs, whether it be Sparking Zero, Divers, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Super sometimes, treats it as sort of easy money without much effort. And we can see that because Super Divers apparently is launching like hot fucking ass, and Dragon Ball Fusion World, the card game, if you've heard of it, maybe you haven't because they haven't really promoted it after the initial release, kind of also launched with a terrible free-to-play model, kind of like fucking ass. A big recurring theme on this channel is that sometimes I'll have a problem with something in Dokkan, and I'll say, this is how I feel about this, but I'm still enjoying the game and I think it's really fun. Here's just like a blanket, like, you should pull, you shouldn't pull, don't worry about this, do worry about this, etc, etc. I talk about it very pragmatically, I hope. I try to put a little effort into not just speaking emotionally, because, you know, it doesn't matter what I like ultimately, because it might not be what you like. And this is a gotcha. The game is going to have swings and roundabouts where they're going to do a lot of super, they're going to do a lot of tournament of power, they're going to do a lot of, you know, some arcs that maybe I don't care about. And then they're going to do like Future Saga or, you know, Cell Saga specifically. And it's going to be like, oh, I'm so fucking in. And you might not care about that, right? You know, we all like different arcs. We all have favorite versions of things. I'm not huge on how they spam fusions lately in Dragon Ball games, but you know, fusions are hype and a lot of people like them. So the reason I say this, like I said, is because I don't really care for Heroes, but I don't think because I don't care for Heroes that, you know, my agenda is I hope Heroes is bad. No, I want good characters in the game every single time. I want characters to be good every single time. I don't care if Namek Vegeta is the most unhyped release to you ever. I want that motherfucker to have great animations, and I want him to clear Goku and Frieza, period. So I try to be very objective. I try to put an objective foot forward, think about like why this is happening in a game from a developer standpoint, rather than just going, I don't like this. You know, I'm famously not a huge fan of Beast Gohan. I think personally it's kind of lazy. But if you love Beast Gohan, fucking go off, bro. Enjoy that shit. I'm never gonna be a hater. When he parried that punch and he said, guess it's my turn, and then kicked that motherfucker, I was like, type shit. So this big preamble is just to say that I don't really care about like fulfilling my narrative of, oh, I hate Heroes or something, because I don't even really hate Heroes. I like anything Dragon Ball. Like at a base level, anything Dragon Ball for me is like a 6 or 7 out of 10, no matter what. It just is what it is. But as I was scanning through the private server, you know, ooh, spooky private server, you know, Truth and Dokkan World uploading private server footage, even though, you know, I thought it was heresy. I thought people stood on their morals, but you know, I guess we doing private server still. So I was looking through the private server footage, and I was taking a look at, man, that team does not have HP, and those characters are not good enough. They're just not good enough. Because one of the recurring sentiments that comes up in Dokkan currently is there hasn't been that much power creep. Fusion's Masu was more power creep. You know, Red Zone Broly was more power creep. Sure, all those things can be true. That said, when you release a team of easy A's and release a bunch of banner characters that feel like characters you'd released last year, the power creep allegations are going to fucking catch up. Because Vegito and his gang did not feel like this. The one thing I can say about Super Saiyan 4 Vegito that I can't say about either of the Dokkan Fests this year is that Vegito was exploding off the screen. People like to talk about how Vegito gets shafted in Dokkan. I'll say, bro, Vegito in the hero celebration was putting up MJ numbers, dude. That guy was impressive. He got me to pull, and I don't give a fuck about heroes, right? This is even going as far as Truth saying, okay, Universe Tree Blue Goku is great for the legendary Frieza event. I'm thinking, obviously a joke, but you know, people were reacting like, oh no, don't talk about my goal like that. Don't talk about my goal like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching the other characters on this team try to pull together a run, unless it just was sketchy, they were not in hard events on those private servers. They were doing easy shit. So when I see them get locked by 17, get punched by Super Gogeta, get this and that, I don't know how much better it can go for them. I'm not saying the Goku can't do it, but this is still Dokkan. This is still a team game, you know? I just don't see it. Because I like to use this channel as a sort of platform for other people's opinions so that we can talk about them and talk about Dokkan and, you know, just have some fun. I went to the original Dokkan Battle, just fumbled the SDBH celebration. And I'm going through the top comment to low comments and just letting people share their reactions, because now that we have more information, now that we've seen the kits, maybe in hindsight it'll be pretty funny, right? So lead off, we have Christopher, who with the top comment saying, something tells me they had no idea Heroes were ending and didn't think they needed to go Gogeta this soon. And I would have to agree with this. This year has been one of the better ones for Dragon Ball releases in general. Daima has been fun. Sparking Zero had came out to a bunch of fanfare, even though it kind of, its ugliness kind of showed itself after a month, and people are sort of dropping the game. Dokkan's been doing amazing. I think Legends has been doing great too. It's been a great year for Dragon Ball. That said, it feels like you can see the fabric tearing, because Dragon Ball is a weirdly handled series. It has a bunch of people with their hands in it at any given time. Shueisha, Toei, Capsule Corp, Bandai, etc., etc. Not to mention Toyotaro and Toriyama themselves, who one of them passed away recently. It wouldn't surprise me if they had no idea that this was going to be the last Heroes celebration. And I say that because they could have literally released another Vegito. They could have released another Vegito Super Saiyan 4, and there's nothing that would have sold this banner like fusions for the final celebration right before the 10-year anniversary. Everyone would be spending, even though, I'd be saying, save, 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 please don't do this, please save. That shit would sell like hotcakes, bro. They'd have y'all emptied out. It's also the case that famously Omatsu said that they have everything planned until the 10th year anniversary, so I imagine they're reconfiguring and deciding on what they're going to be releasing like right now. Like as we speak, they're drawing up the plans for the next few years of Dokkan, right? Here we have Kalo saying, not only canceled but murdered too. How could they do this to us, man? How could they do this to Heroes, the Bastion of Dragon Ball for God knows how many years until Battle of Gods? And this is true, by the way. Battle of Gods revived Dragon Ball in a special way. It really got people fired back up and, kickstarted Super. But even as someone who isn't really into it, I know Heroes was like crushing. Like that shit was spammed in the arcades. People were, going out of body to collect these cards. Here they list a bunch of characters who haven't gotten in yet. Vegito, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4, Vegito again, a Vegeta unit, a Goku, a Jiren, a Hit, just a bunch of characters who, definitely had shelf life, right? These are big name characters. We still haven't gotten a hit in Dokkan that is like, LR level, right? Here we have Taro saying SSB Triku, Handshake Triku being the most disappointing units in their celebrations, SMT and Earthbound suck. Crazy tag, by the way. I'm not huge fans of those games, but I know there's a community out there that would riot for that statement. They're saving Gogeta and Vegito for the 10th Annie. It's so obvious. Coffee Gang saying, I'm not mad that they've been fumbling since the worldwide. It made 7 for 10th year so easy. And that's a big takeaway, I think. As of recording this, I'm at about 1,500 stones, maybe 1,540, something like that. I haven't done anything since worldwide. I've been getting on, doing my dailies, doing whatever like events are there, and then just closing the fucking app the whole time. I've been playing JJK Phantom Parade. It just hit global, I'm playing Phantom Parade. Anything to not spend on Dokkan right now. If you're kind of on the border, if you're kind of wondering what you should do, if you're a collector, if you're a collector, then what I say doesn't matter. But if you're someone who really loves Dokkan like I do, and you're just kind of like getting that itch to like, oh, I want to use some stones, I want to have some fun with some new units, I'm telling you, man, just pick up Phantom Parade. Free to play Phantom Parade, free to play Dokkan. Just put your mind somewhere else and try not to get baited, because it just doesn't look good enough. I'll just say it just doesn't look good enough. Usually I'm not that strong on characters when it comes to like pass or pull or doing what you want with your stones. These just don't look good enough. Sorry. That's gonna be it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe to join the club. We're doing crazy again, on the approach to 1,000, hopefully 1,000 before the 10th anniversary. That'd be kind of cool. But if not, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate anyone who watches. I don't care if you're subscribed or not. We all gonna make it, man. Peace.